Hey guys, it's Melissa Kathryn. I'm so excited to have you here. I always know there's a delay, so I'm gonna wait a minute, and as people are still getting on the line. And I will check in with my team as I do to make sure that technically we have everything up and running. So hold on. So you guys, if you can see me and hear me okay, if you could please just write in the chat box, that would be great. Oh, good. Okay. And you can hear me? Good. Okay, we're on. Guys, oh my God. 4 weeks to fat loss. You are on week 4. That is crazy, right? We just had this incredible month together. And I have heard such beautiful, beautiful responses from you guys. And thank you for all of the emails. You've lost 4 pounds, you've lost 6 pounds, you haven't changed anything, that this method is completely unique and different to you. You can't believe you've lost weight without even dieting. Last week was really powerful. I received tons of emails from that with ahas and hey guys, love it. So good to see. Oh, well, thank you, Amy. And if I could see you, I'm sure you look radiant too. So I loved all the ahas, and I'm gonna get a little cozy here because we've got a lot to talk about, a lot. And I wanna make sure that you guys stay on till the end because I have a special surprise for you that I can't wait to share with you that I'm really excited about. And, but honestly, the emails that I got just kept going and it was beautiful. And I really, I created this program for free because I wanted to help you, you know, and I know that that's something that you need. We're all looking for different ways to get support. And I really wanted to be able to create that for you. So it has been an absolute pleasure and I've loved every minute of it. In week 1, we really went through foods for fat loss, how to eat for fat loss, how to think for fat loss. Week 2 is all about movement, exercise, tips for working out, things that we can do to expedite results, and also the mentality that we need to have around that to get the results that we want. Week 3 was all about conquering cravings and getting around self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is the #1 thing that you will see that will come up to bite you in the butt and get you back on the dieting train, right? And I was talking with a client just actually before this call, and I said, this is why when we do this work, I have you work with me for an extended period of time. This is why my group, you know, we do 9 and 12-month programs. And this is why it's not short, because the average woman has spent 31 years of her life dieting. To reprogram your brain, no, it does not take a year to lose the weight, right? Like she's losing the weight, but she wants to keep self-sabotaging because she hasn't connected with it not being a struggle. You know, she's still coming from this I have to mentality instead of I get to, because it's very early on in our work together. And I'm showing her and she's like, this is just crazy. Like, I don't think about food anymore. You know, food is literally just food, but I feel like it should be harder. I feel like I should be working more. And the gift is you shouldn't, but it's actually to recognize how far you've come and celebrate that. So tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of things. So I need you guys to have your pen and paper out. We're going to make a lot of connections, a lot of ahas. If you have any questions at all, thank you, Sarah. If you have any questions at all, please know that you can put them in the chat box. You know that I will get to those. Most likely I'm going to get to them at the end. But if I do glance over, we know my ADD does destroy me. So I will do that. For those of you that are just joining tonight, you guys, welcome to 4 weeks to fat loss. This is where you are going to end the struggle, lose the weight, gain confidence, and get your body back. That's what we've been doing for 4 weeks together. And honestly, it's been incredible. So I want to thank everybody for being here. For those of you just joining, I know you're probably sitting there like, wait, I want week 1, I want week 2, I want week 3. I'm going to have something for you. So don't you worry. And for those of you that have already been on and in full swing, ladies, keep going. Now is not the time to stop. 4 weeks is never just 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks for you to see changes, 8 weeks for your friends, 12 weeks for the rest of the world. And to really, really, truly shift from the inside out, you need to keep going. It's not just temporary. It's not just the 4 weeks. It's not 6 weeks. We've all done a 30-day program, a 90-day challenge. We've all done 120 days. We've all done the Weight Watchers and the this and the that, right? What is this entire program about? This entire program is about fat loss forever. No more diets, no more deprivation, a completely new way of doing things that I teach. That if honestly, the words that have come out of everyone's mouth when they speak to me are, I've never heard things put to me this way. This makes so much sense. I feel like you're in my head. You know, I'm making connections with you that I've struggled with my whole life. I spoke with a woman the other day. She took advantage of one of the fat loss calls and she said, you know, I don't know why I'm self-sabotaging. And we went back and we got to the root, and it was because of things, a relationship with her father. And she had never put it together before. And she's sitting on the other end in tears, just like, thank you for helping me with this. You know, this was what I needed, you know? And so from there, once you make that connection, it's not just about the connection. It's not just about having awareness. Awareness is the key to start to shift and to change, right? Once we're aware of the fact that we don't like the way we're feeling, when we're aware what we did in week 3, I made you aware of and connected cravings. So you could understand, what is my emotional connection? Why do I want these and when? What is going on for me and why these foods? Why now, right? How do I get around that? Awareness is key, but awareness alone can feel awful because you're just really aware of how you keep getting in your own way and you don't know how to do anything about it. And that's what I'm about. This program's about fat loss forever and really how to apply that to your busy life is what I do with people. And that's what I'm working to give you guys nuggets of in these 4 weeks. So for those of you just joining, this is 4 weeks to fat loss. I'm Melissa Kathryn, I'm your host. I'm a holistic nutritionist and an expert in fitness. I was a personal trainer and I was also a fitness competitor. I myself have battled with emotional eating for most of my life and then became a chronic dieter. I know every point in the point system for Weight Watchers and then some. I know the diet foods for everything. I've researched every diet. I have tried every diet. I have done every diet pill. I had body dysmorphia and severe perfectionist disorder. That's right. That's a new term I've come up with, a severe perfectionist disorder. This is where no matter what you do, it's never good enough. And you're always making yourself wrong and always feeling like you're not enough. That was me. As a result of that, then I went to chronic dieting where on the outside, I had this perfect body and looked perfect and acted that way. And on the inside, I would binge in isolation. And I was always yo-yoing. And if I was up 5 pounds or 10 pounds, I was miserable. And I didn't go out. And I found myself wrong for just about everything. And everything was tied to my weight. And I can go more in depth. And you'll hear more about it. It, in essence, you know, I missed out on a lot of beautiful things in my life because I was so focused on weight and food was everything. And I was calorie counting and I call it a dieter's prison. I lived in an invisible prison that I put on myself of calorie restricting, hating myself skinny or hating myself fat. And if I was hating myself fat, that meant that I was emotional eating. I was down on myself. I was wearing clothes that I felt blah in. You know, I just wanted to kind of wear black and stretchy and bigger things. I just felt gross. And my energy was off. I would look down more often. I just wasn't as happy. And it was all because of my weight. And the other spectrum of the dieter's mentality is calorie restriction and being my ideal weight, but having to eat such a rigid diet. And if I went outside of that even one day, it was like, oh my God, I have to get back tomorrow. and I'm going to kill myself in the gym. I've got to burn off those calories, and everything was still, again, fixated on the diet. So either way, I wasn't having fun, right? It didn't matter if I looked great or if I didn't, but either way, I wasn't having fun. It was not enjoyable. And I didn't see that until afterwards because I was so fixated on living that way. I was so in that cycle. And when I was at my goal weight, it was like the ups and downs were there, but there was always that trigger for emotional eating. Binging, isolation, hiding wrappers, trying every diet. I spent hours researching diets. If there was a new fad diet program, I tried it. If there was something that I could do to help like burn more calories or lose fat, I was doing it. And none of this was healthy for my body. And then I really did a number on my body. And what I really talk about as the pinnacle was I won Best Body. I did my very first fitness competition. I won, and I stood on stage. And the worst part and the biggest blessing for me was I gained the weight back within 6 months. I actually ate the weight back, right? Like, because I self-sabotaged. I didn't believe that I was deserving or worthy of that body. So I ate the weight back. And that is maybe the worst thing that you could, it's just the worst feeling. So that's a bit about me. And that's what brings me here, which really helps me to be a full expert. And that's why so many people say, I feel like you're in my head. How do you know that that's what I'm doing? How do you know that that's how I feel? How do you know the autopilot? You know when your body just goes on autopilot and you find yourself standing in front of the fridge, eating a pint of Ben & Jerry's, or just downing food, or you literally will walk in and go, I'm not gonna eat anything. And then you beeline it to the refrigerator. And then you just sit there and you're like, what am I doing? How did this even happen, right? That's that autopilot syndrome. So I just want you to know that that's so much of this. And so what we're gonna go through tonight, we're gonna go through foods and supplements that are gonna help you lose. I want you to stay on to the end because, like I said, I have an amazing surprise for you guys. But I really wanna talk to you about something. So you're here to lose weight, right? Clearly there's a piece of you that doesn't believe that you can do it and you're struggling, or else you wouldn't be here, right? If you could do this on your own. So one of the most common things that I hear is, I know what to do, Melissa, that's what's driving me crazy. I know what to do, but I'm just not doing it. And I know what to do, I'm just not doing it, but I just need to, and once I do, that'll be fine. There's a reason why you're not doing it, because it didn't work, or else you wouldn't be here. There's a reason why you're not following through. And I get a lot of health practitioners, I get a lot of fitness experts, and they're sabotaging themselves. And they're going, I help my clients, but I can't seem to do it, you know? And there's a reason, because the way that you did it before didn't work. It wasn't sustainable, right? And you know my equation by now. If it's not attainable, it's not maintainable, which means it's not sustainable, which means it's a recipe to gain the weight back and then some. And in the process, beat yourself up to the point where you make yourself wrong and feel like you're a failure. And that isn't fun for anybody. And all that does is cause more of a disconnect. So as I say, the minute you say yes to a diet, you've said no to you. You've created a wall up, right? A wall where you no longer trust your voice fully, right? Where you actually give your power away to somebody else that created a diet for you to follow, right? Like the Zone diet's great and it worked for Barry Sears, but that does not mean that it's good for everybody. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's lifestyle is different. Not one of my private clients or clients in my group programs have the same life or the same goals or the same needs. Not one of them. They are all different because you are your own unique person, and the way that you want to look, Lisa, is going to be different than the way Tyra wants to work, right? And that's going to look, right? And this is going to be different for everybody, right? And same thing for Lori. So I really want you guys to get that everybody's different and what your goals are different. And to please now, right now, take out your journal and say, I'm no longer making myself wrong. It is not my fault. because it's not. And I've had to say to 5 people today the exact same thing, which is why I wrote it down and I want to say it to you. You have heard me say this: where there is lack, you will fill the gap with food. The more that you are fixated on workouts that you're not doing, the fact that you didn't eat right 100%, that you didn't follow through on your plan, that you're not where you want to be, that you are feeling better, but you still aren't seeing it in your body. You are focusing on the lack, that which is not you, right? You're focusing on all that isn't you. And all that's doing is attracting in more of what you don't want. Where there is lack, you will fill the gap with food. I'm going to keep repeating this. So I really want you to get that when that happens and you keep focusing on, I still don't have that body. I am feeling better. And yes, I've been doing blah, 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 but I still don't have the body that I want. And I'm not seeing it on the outside. So therefore it's not working for me. It's just another form of self-sabotage. If you are always focused on that which is not you, then you are saying, I'm not enough and I'm not worthy of the body that I want. And clearly I'm not enough to have it. So I'm not deserving of it. Universe, keep that body away from me. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense for everybody? Really, really understand this, because the only thing that is getting in the way of you and the body that you want is you and your mindset. Nothing else. Right? I hear people all the time, well, fitness is a gift. Hear me. Fitness is a gift. It needs to be, I get to move my body. But if you are sitting there thinking that your workout is going to get your weight off, then you're sadly mistaken, because we do not nearly burn the amount of calories that we think we do when we're working out. I am not discounting training. I love me some training. We know this. I've been a fitness enthusiast for the majority of my life now. I'm a complete athlete. I worked out today and strength trained to the point where I couldn't even lift an arm. And it felt so good. And yesterday I did my booty and that felt so good too. But what I'm going to tell you is, I don't bank on my workouts getting my body to change. I bank on my diet. I bank on this. Yes, my workouts keep me aligned. And yes, when eating right, my workouts will align with my body. And that is what I teach my clients, how to eat in a way that supports the weight loss and the transformation within their bodies. However, if we don't first get your body dialed in and get your nutrition dialed in, the fitness, if you're thinking that that's making a huge dent, it's not. Your fitness should be for health reasons, for energy, and quite frankly, for women, for sanity. That is your stress release. That is a gift. That is like, oh my God, I've got time for me. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to zone out, or I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to listen to some Beyonce. We know my love of Beyonce at this point. I'm going to listen to Beyonce and I'm going to walk around and I'm going to let my ass swing from side to side. Excuse my language, right? That's what I like to do. I like to feel my body moving. I like to feel it working. I talked with you guys about a morning practice and other things. So I really want you to get that the 2 key functions in fat loss forever come from your diet and shifting your mentality. And when I say diet, I'm not talking about being on a diet. I'm talking about being so connected with your body and so in love with you that you only want to eat in a way that feels good. Like my client earlier was like, Melissa, I don't know why, but I had gluten again. And she has a gluten allergy, right? I'm not one of these. It's like, let's take all your food groups out. No, take them out when you need to. Don't just take them out because your body stops producing the enzyme to break them down. And then that causes havoc, because then you do start getting bloated all the time for no reason. And you're going to be like, why did that never bother me before? So sidebar, go slow with elimination. Hold on one sec. Oh, this is my other water bottle. You guys always see me with my water bottles. This is number 2. And this is a Camelback, which I love because it has a built-in filter in the top. I don't work for Camelback. I just wanted to share. So what I really want you guys to get is what my client was saying to me earlier was, you know, I don't know why I'm eating gluten when I know that like afterwards her face, her acne like broke out and her stomach was so bloated. She's like, I looked 6 months pregnant and I don't know why I would do that. And I told her, one, we're early on in her program, right? So she's losing weight. All of these things have changed for her dramatically. And this is like, these are the last pieces. This is where the mind plays a trick. And this is where that self-sabotage comes up. So I really want you guys to know that when you are going through the process of change, you're going to want to self-sabotage. What my job is to strengthen the muscle within you so that you don't, and so that you keep going and you get stronger and stronger and stronger. And there's, you know, it's like good day after good day after great day after amazing day with very few and far in between, oh, I didn't feel so good, or I did that and I got in my own way, right? Because you're in that space. So when I'm talking about you guys, you signed up, Lady Love, because you want to shift and because you've tried a lot. If you're here, you've tried a lot and you're done. And you're also sick of dieting. So I really want you to get that when you're doing this, and please, everybody, if you're not fully focused on what I'm talking about right now, pay attention because this is really important. I want you to get clear on what are your stories, right? What are your stories that are getting in the way of you losing weight, right? Is it that I don't have the time, right? I can't make the time. I just don't even know. I hear that a lot and I get it because we're so busy and as women, we're everything to everyone, especially if you're a mom and you've got kids and your husband. The idea of making time for anything else, just that thought alone exhausts you. So I totally get that. But it's an excuse. And I'm a very loving and nurturing, but I call you out. And so one thing, I was talking with another client of mine earlier, and she was like, Melissa, I have to thank you because you've helped me with time. Like I just did not think I had time. And she has 4 kids and homeschools them, and she's incredible. I've talked about her before. And she's just like, the idea that I could make time, that I could create time for me. And now I just have so much of it. And I'm doing so many fun things. And I said, what's really worked for you? She's like, you know, Melissa, we talked about filling my gaps. And she's filled them, right? We filled them together. We have her doing classes and things she's never done. She's making time with friends. This woman has 4 kids that she homeschools and is constantly, it's like she runs a bed and breakfast and she's super wife, all right? And she does all these other community giving and she finds the time. And we made the time together in her schedule. So really ask yourself, what's your story around not having time? I don't have enough time. Melissa, I don't have enough time to do your program, right? Like you can't find an hour, right? So that's where it's like, okay, let's get real with ourselves. Where are we not making the time? Where are we filling our time with things that don't need to happen, right? I also hear, Melissa, I don't know what to eat. I always get in my own way. I get so confused on recipes and this and that. That's where I want to really talk to you and say, you need to be connected with your body. The key, the fundamental key, the reason why my clients have just overarching, lasting weight loss success, because they get reconnected. You have to know what makes you happy, what excites you. When was the last time you had fun and laughed? What foods fill you up? What foods are you just eating because they're diet foods? Because you think they're gonna help you get a weight loss result. I want you to think right now and ask yourselves right now, are you eating and working out the way that you do and thinking the way that you do to achieve a desired weight loss result, or because it actually feels good for you and fuels you? Are you eating, thinking, and moving, exercising in a way, in the way that you do currently, because it fuels you, meaning it lights you up. You're excited. It feels good. Your body is like humming along and you're just like, I've never felt better in my entire life. I have so much energy. I look better than I have. Is that right? Is it because of you being connected? Or is it because you yourself are eating and moving and thinking that way because you read somewhere that you should, or because you're trying to lose weight? Key. That's a key for you. Connection. Another thing that I hear often is, you know, and I get this one is, like I said, I know what to do, but I'm just not doing it. And I'm telling you that what you did didn't work, because if it did, you wouldn't still be struggling. And there is nothing wrong with having a lot of knowledge and not being able to action it. There is nothing wrong with that at all, right? That's like the main population. That's why when you look at people like Oprah and Olympic athletes and the president and anybody that's successful or CEO, they have teams that help support them. That's why when you look at women, they're like, my husband's on board, my family's on board, they helped me to make it work, right? So you guys, I want you to get clear on your stories. What are your stories around giving up foods that you know are hurting your body and not helping you? What are your stories, like my client earlier, it's the idea that she has to give something up. And I said, did it taste good for you? Was it something? And she said, no, it didn't. So it's the idea that you have to give something up. What are your stories around fitness, right? Really get clear on your stories, because your stories, your mindset is what needs to shift for you to have lasting weight loss results. That's the bottom line. And so we're going to get into superfoods that help you lose and different supplements. But I really, really want you guys to get that these are all stories. I hear women that say, Melissa, I've always struggled with my weight. This is just me. This is my entire family looks this way. No, you were not born overweight. You were not born with a weight issue, you guys. You were not. So, you know, or I've messed with my metabolism too much. I can't lose weight. I'm hopeless. You know, no, that's not true. These are all stories. And the more that you tell yourself these stories, the more they live within you. And the more that you feel and eat things and tell yourself that there's something wrong with the way that you're eating them, right? So when you eat something and you make yourself wrong for it, you're ingesting negative emotions. Hear this. Energy is a real thing, ladies. It is a real thing. And it will wreak havoc on your body. And it will also impact your weight loss results. If you are eating and making yourself wrong for the foods that you eat, when you eat them, and you have guilt and shame around them, you are ingesting guilt and shame. And guilt, shame, stress, anxiety, that is what causes disease, and that literally will create weight on your body. Truly, I'm not kidding you. There have been studies done that show where there are women that just, they did a case study where it's women that just believe that they've lost weight, and they're taking a placebo diet pill, and they're being told that the scale's going down. These women actually lost weight. They just believed that they did because they believed it. Now, there was another group that were actually dieting. Do you know they actually put weight on? Their mind was so fixated on dieting. I've said this before. Do you ever notice when you're on a diet, all you do is think about food and your next meal, right? So this other group was so fixated on dieting that they were obsessed. They caused more higher levels of cortisol in their body, and they actually harbored weight and put weight on because their body just went to store weight. So every time they ate something, their body went into this fight or flight, right? And so it was like, oh my God, we're in survival mode, just eat and store it because we don't know what's gonna happen. We're like, this is this high level of cortisol, and that's what you do not want. So if you are sitting here focusing on the lack that is you, that needs to stop right now. Right now. And this is where I work with people on affirmation work. This is where we work on our mirror work. This is where I do my energy clearings, right? Hypnosis, other things of that nature. And this is where we do the deep healing coaching that needs to happen to change the way you think, right? To change your view of food. Because right now, your mind is not gonna let you let go of food. Food is a drug, it's a substance. And unfortunately, you need to eat every day. You can't just not eat, right? And so women will say to me, Melissa, I have a fear because once I start eating, I don't wanna stop. Then food's constantly on my mind, right? We need to do a disassociation, right? And so I want you to really understand that this is not a, hey, I just need to lose weight. This is, hey, how about getting the weight off and getting it off and doing it right? And doing it in a way that's gonna feel really good for you. And so if you've been struggling so much that you're at a point like, why bother? This feels like more work. It's not about more work. It's actually about, let's have some fun and do it the right way so you can stop feeling like this is such a drain, right? Which is what we've done in this program, right? That's what we're implementing. That's why we've talked about just implementing simple ways to lose weight. That's why we made our ahas with heart cravings and head cravings, right? Heart craving comes from a lack of fulfillment. A head craving comes from a lack of control. And I gave you action steps around that, right? So you have all of these things. And so I really want you to get to are your stories around, okay, your life is too crazy. Your husband won't support you. No matter what you do, you can't lose weight. Hormones and other health issues are getting in the way. And I do work with those, and I get that they can be a hindrance. But if you perpetuate that story, then you're giving that story more fire, right? You're adding more gas to the flames. And all that's doing is attracting in more struggle. So much of this, ladies, if I said to you right now, do you realize that your thoughts create your reality? And I actually worked with you to change your thoughts so that your reality could change, that's what needs to happen, along with understanding and connecting with your body, learning about foods that work for you. Because right now, I can't tell you how many women have said, since this program, have written me and said, Melissa, I've just lost weight, I haven't changed anything, but I was eating so much just to eat. And once I started that food journal that I gave you guys in week 1, they made connections and they realized that they were eating all of these extra calories just to eat, and that they actually needed to change things in their lives, or to not eat at all, that it was just a pattern behavior. That awareness alone will take the pounds off, which is huge, okay? So what we are gonna go to that I want you guys to get, very thirsty because I get really passionate. I get so passionate. Okay, so what I really want you to recognize more than anything is, I want you to ask yourself, how many times have you done diet programs and fallen off? How many times have you done a diet program and stopped short of it? Or gained the weight back within a few weeks of it ending, or months? Because you want to know what's really crazy? Did you know 108 billion people are on a diet? And out of those 108 billion, 99% of them gain the weight back. That's nuts, right? 99%, right? So that means like a percentage of that population actually keeps the weight off. And they did another study that out of that percentage that actually took the weight off, within 5 years, they gain it back. This is after dieting. That's crazy. And 17% of women that are considered naturally thin, right, actually have a food obsession. And they have a lot of issues as the same as what somebody that's a chronic dieter, right, would have. A lot of binging and eating in isolation. Why am I sharing these statistics with you? Because I want you to get that there's nothing wrong with you. And that there's absolutely no reason why you can't get the weight off and keep it off. But it's not going to happen on a diet. And if it was, then you wouldn't be here. Right? Because what you did before didn't work. And so it's important for you guys to recognize, what are your stories? What is your awareness around yourself, so that you can actually change the problem? So you can actually, and it's not a problem, I hate using that word, I'm sorry for that, so that you could actually get the results that you want. That is huge. And so a few things that I do want to share with you, Joni, if you can put the link up for the food and supplement, that would be great. Because I want to give you guys some additional guidance and tips. And I want you guys to have this. You know, on every show, I give you guys gifts, and I have more for you, so I don't want you to go anywhere. So there's another one after this that you weren't expecting, that I'm really excited about. So just head on over. When Joni gets that, if she could, I don't see it yet. Sarah, it's okay if you're part of the 99%, love. I got something to help you out. There we go. So you guys, I want you to click on that link, right? It just says supplements. Do you see that? I'm coming in close. Hello. Okay. I get a little rammy this time of night. Okay. So you guys, these are all natural weight loss supplements to help kick cravings, curb your appetite, and enhance overall results. So a few things that you're gonna see things down here that you know, and then you're gonna see some that you don't. I am really big on educating you. I'm highly educated, so I like to share that. I also want to put a disclaimer here. None of these things are going to supplement for poor diet. None of these are going to supplement for binge eating and then killing yourself in the gym. None of these, right? So these are aids to a healthy lifestyle and following the protocol that I have set out for you in this 4-week program. And for those of you that work with me privately, then you know what I'm talking about, and in my groups. So these are things, just so you know, that I go through in my Weight Loss for Life program. We go through what are supplements that help you lose, what are the foods that help you, right? Connecting with the body, trusting yourself, mindset practices, right? All of the things that are needed for successful weight loss and happiness, and to really love your body, to look in the mirror and be like, hell yeah, girl, got it going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to look at yourself and be like, I am gorgeous, and look at my body, right? And those are things that I really want you to understand. So a few things. Caffeine. Having 8 ounces per day in the morning before or after your workout is helpful. I'm going to say this. If you don't drink coffee, don't start. Truly. And if you suffer from anything with your adrenals, anything with leaky gut, any candida, Hashimoto's, anything of that nature, caffeine is not your friend. Just going to say. I want you to really get that caffeine is a drug. It's a stimulant. So another thing that I do want you to know, please do not drink coffee on the empty stomach. Do not have it first thing in the morning. Why? Because you're putting acid on acid, right? You have all this stomach acid from food that you ate the night before, and you digested, right? Your body detoxed all night, right? This is what I really work with my clients on. We're now detoxing. You're setting your body up for success. How do we do that in a way that's going to fuel you for fat loss, for energy, for beautifying you from the inside out, to feel sexy in your body, right? And so I really want you to get that it does not help. You want to have that midday, and you want to have lemon water in the morning, which you heard me talk about in week 1, and I've referenced. So, okay, capsaicin. And again, for those of you that are going like, okay, she keeps referencing all these weeks that we didn't get there, trust me, you're fine. So I want you to be open to what I'm talking about tonight, because this is all going to help you. Everything that I talk about, there's a reason for everything that I talk about and everything that I do. And there's a method to my madness, and it's about results and taking action. So capsaicin, this boosts your metabolic rate. Add cayenne pepper to anything, add it to your lemon water in the morning, take these capsules. This spice is wonderful. This is also going to help to ignite your metabolism. and really work and have a thermogenic effect on the body, as does cinnamon. Cinnamon speeds your metabolism 30 times the amount, and it stabilizes your blood sugar levels, which is super important, right? Aiding in cravings and crashes, right? Honestly, you guys, add cinnamon to everything if you can. I put it in everything possible. I love that stuff. I put it in my tea. I love it. Chromium picolinate. I talked about this last week. Chromium is a mineral that helps to enhance the action of insulin, a hormone critical to your metabolism. Your body also needs it to store carbohydrates, fats, and protein. It staves off sugar cravings, cuts your cravings, suppresses your appetite significantly, and helps you burn more calories, right? So aim for 250 to 500 milligrams per day, okay? Glucomine. I never say this right, so just like, I'm like, put the lime in the coconut, glucomine. So glucomine is, I love this stuff because it's essentially, it's fiber in a capsule. And something that I learned from being a fitness competitor that was great is actually opening up the capsules and putting it in your smoothies or your oatmeal or other things to add fiber to actually keep you fuller longer. And that's really, really awesome. And so it makes this thick kind of gelatinous, the same thing like chia seeds. I'm coming up with all different ways of saying things tonight, so just go with me here. It makes things thick. So that's really a nice thing to have, right? And then it gives you that additional dose of fiber, which most women are deficient in fiber and in protein. Matcha green tea. You guys, if you are sensitive to caffeine, again, matcha is the equivalent of 10 cups of green tea. Huge detoxifying benefits and boost your metabolism, enhances concentration, nutritional benefits, calorie burner, energy booster, you name it. You can go and get matcha green tea. You can buy a powder and just add it to smoothies. You can bake with it. You can make matcha muffins. I have a great matcha muffin recipe. I put in my smoothies all the time. I have to watch it though because I'm sensitive to caffeine, so I don't need very much. I'm like an energy bunny. Coconut oil. You guys know my love of coconut oil. I do hair masks with coconut oil. I use it as a face mask. I use it to take off my mascara, for eye makeup remover. I bathe in it, literally. I put it all over my body. I love the stuff. It's awesome for cooking with it, and it is great for, I can go on oil pulling in place of mouthwash. I do a lot of holistic do-it-yourself things. But not to get too far off in terms of weight loss. It helps to curb your appetite. It cuts craving. It aids in digestion. It's amazing. Basically take 3 tablespoons a day or teaspoons, depending on your capacity for digesting fats. This is the only fat that's not stored as fat and is actually immediately burned as energy. So it's even great before workouts. Water seems simple. But how many of you are actually drinking 3 liters to 4 liters of water daily? Just water with nothing in it. No sugars, no this, no that. You guys know I have a water infusion book called Sip Yourself Slim on Amazon, 65 water infusion recipes. That thing is the bomb. I love it. And it's great because it's all these different healing water recipes. But so if you are one of these people that's like, Melissa, I just don't know what to put in my water. I get bored with water, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Again, pay attention to your stories. And also always adding fruit, grapefruit extract will help cut cravings. Add a little peppermint oil in there. Just make sure whatever essential oils you use don't have alcohol in them. Green tea, 3 cups a day, guys. It is great. It's going to help curb cravings. It's going to help with your digestion. It boosts your metabolism. There's so much here. I have so much knowledge that it scares me. This is just the beginning. All right. Turmeric. Again, love this stuff. A great concoction is a little manuka honey and a little turmeric. Heat that up and sip that throughout the day. Manuka is super healing. Turmeric, though, helps to increase the flow of bile in the stomach, right? So, ladies, we struggle with digestion, especially several more women have low stomach acid. So this is really, really helpful. This goes back to Ayurvedic, my Ayurvedic studies. I love Ayurvedic. And so that's just ancient Indian medicine, essentially, for healing the body. This amazing spice also aids in weight loss, and it helps fight insulin resistance and control sugar levels. So this not only keeps you from retaining extra fat, but lowers your chances of developing diabetes. Huge, okay? And it's also available in a powder, in powder capsules. And I just give recommended doses. You guys, I wanna put a disclaimer here. I am not a doctor. I am a certified holistic nutritionist. Yes, I know a lot and I'm highly knowledgeable, but I am not a doctor. So just pay attention. You've gotta know your body. You know your body better than anybody else. And if you don't, then you really need to work with me to get reconnected, because you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Okay, best supplements for enhanced workout performance. I love me some L-Glutamine. Love it. I mean, it speaks for itself. It enhances performance and muscle growth. It aids in recovery and stimulates protein synthesis. It also helps to boost your immune system and wards off infections. I mean, this, hands down, it's fantastic. Beta-alanine, you're gonna notice if you take this, you get a little tingly. Don't be freaked out by that. But it's a great non-essential beta amino acid. So if look up any of these to learn more. I always encourage people to be educated about anything and see if it's right for you. By no means am I saying go and buy all of these things, but look at the ones that speak to you and go, okay, I'd like to add 1 or 2 to my diet. It's gonna help for endurance, and you're gonna see muscle gains pretty quickly. L-Carnitine, I love this stuff. I talked about this earlier, especially if you harbor belly fat. This is an amino acid. Regardless of your goals, it helps with losing fat and gaining muscle. And your chances of success increase greatly if you have L-Carnitine as a supplement in your diet. It truly does. Now, like all supplements, you guys, don't, please, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, well, I know that I'm going to, I'm sorry, somebody just texted me and I thought it was one of you guys, a question. Okay. What I'm saying to you is I want you guys to pay attention to the things that are going to work for you. I also don't want you to get overwhelmed or think, okay, I need to put all of these into my diet. There are things that will help, but again, these help when you have a healthy diet and you're working in conjunction with that. So pay attention to those things. And again, like I said, there's by no means you need to go and buy all of these. Think about things that you're looking for and what could help you. And pay attention to the fact that it's not going to be a week in and you're like, oh my God. Most supplements take 30 to 60 days before you notice anything, okay? Some of these you're going to notice right away and some aren't. L-Arginine, love. This helps with nitric oxide activity in the body. This is really, really popular with athletes. Anybody that trains, if anybody does CrossFit or HIIT, this is really great for you. If you're doing a lot of strength training, this is great. Branched chain amino acids, hands down. I showed you my powder last week. Read about it. I mean, it just goes on and on. This supplementation reduces the amount of tryptophan that enters the brain and reduces the amount of serotonin produced. And this can help you to work out harder and longer. And it really helps with protein synthesis. So moving on, protein powder with BCAAs. So this is another way to go. You guys, ladies, often you will ask me what protein powders. So I really wanted to put in here some brands. Whey is optimal because it's immediately absorbed into the bloodstream. However, if you are vegan, vegetarian, don't do soy or eggs, any of those, or if you do soy or eggs, then I would say a plant-based protein powder, a soy-based, or an egg white protein powder. Plant-based brands that I really like are Vegasport, Sun Warrior, Raw Fit, Protein Plus, and Clean. For whey protein powder brands, I like pure protein isolates because they're the cleanest form, right? So they're not gonna have all this other stuff in them, such as Isopure or J-Rob. And another one that I like that's for egg white protein is J-Rob. He is great. And for his whey protein, he has one that's a creamsicle that actually tastes like a creamsicle. So like I said, disclaimer, this document is meant to provide knowledge and context. By no means are you expected nor directed to purchase or take any of these supplements. Please note, supplements do not make up for a poor diet or lack of exercise. They support a healthy lifestyle, and that is where you'll get your results, right? Okay, so, and I have another gift for you. No, make it stop. Yes, I do. Okay. All right. So, ladies, we've got more. We've got more to go. So I don't want you to, oh, wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Hold on one second. Okay. So I really want you to see, was that helpful for you guys? Do you have any questions about the supplements before I move on? I know that was a lot. I don't see any questions unless it's delayed. Ina, I don't know the 1 teaspoon before each meal. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. So if anybody has a question about anything that I just said or went over, let me know. What I really want to talk to you guys about are, here's the thing. I keep saying you guys, my ladies, my lady loves. All right, so what I want to talk to you about next is that you've now been through 3 webinars, right? And now you're on the 4th. So I know you want to lose weight. And I know you want to melt the pounds, and I know you want to see results. And some of you are seeing great results already, which is fantastic. What I really want to give you is an invitation. And so here's the thing. There's a reason, like I said, why you feel the need or why you are continuing to struggle. And so oftentimes, and it actually broke my heart this past week. I spoke with 3 women that really were on the other end in tears, saying to me, like, I just want to be done. I don't want to diet again. I don't want to feel this way in my body. I just want to lose the weight. And they're more tied to their story of struggle than they are to actually getting help and feeling better. And so much of that comes down to fear. And I still get it because it's really scary. And the idea of what I'm talking about when I say to you, hey, you know, Lori, you're never going to diet again. Imagine yourself a few months from now at your ideal weight, where food is literally a pleasure and not your main source of pleasure, where you have a body that you can't wait to show off on the beach, right, in a few months, where you're feeling good and you're not struggling and everything is flowing with ease, and you're putting clothes on in your closet, and everything you put on, you are ecstatic because it fits. And not only that, you feel so good in it that when you go shopping, there's so few things that don't look good on you that you have to pick and choose because your budget needs you to, right? So imagine that. And so I had these women that actually sat there and said, I'm not ready to let go, right? Food was filling such a void for them, such a point of pleasure that they're not ready to let go of that. Is that you? And I want you to think, is food your point of pleasure for the day? Do you look forward to sitting on your sofa with you and having a meal? Do you not want that meal to end and find yourself searching in the kitchen when the kids go to bed, when your husband goes to bed, or when you're home alone? Do you look forward to your cheat days, your cheat meals, right? Really notice what role food is playing, because I'm telling you right now, food, as crazy as it sounds, I get it. There is comfort in the discomfort of this weird cycle we get with food. I had it. I talk about my divorce with food. I talk about it all the time. I literally had to divorce food. We separated, then I went back. He talked me back into it. then it was abusive, right? And then there I was again in the yo-yoing of eating and binging and eating and binging and making myself wrong. And I literally talk about it like a relationship, because it was. And it was one that honestly, I was not ready to give up because there was lack in my life. And one thing that I do with people and with my clients and in my groups, we look at your life like it's a pie, and we break down the different pieces of the pie. There's your body, your health, love, money, career, faith. Where are these pieces? Where are you in the pieces of the pie? Where are you in the pie of fun? Where are you in the pie of love? If these pieces of the pie are depleted, right, in your life, this is why my approach is holistic, we've got to fill them back up, because where there's lack, you will fill the gap with food. And your mind is not going to let you give up food. It will not. So there's nothing wrong with you. But your mind's not going to let you, right? Because it needs it. You've got nothing in its place. And this is where I come in. This is where I come in. This is what I do with people. There is a reason why you're here. And I really, truly want you to get, sorry, my screen has got fuzzy here, that 4 webinars later, you're on your 4th, there's a reason. And so I do have a gift for you. And I have an invitation to my program that's about lasting weight loss, where we do this once and we do it right. Where you have this incredible experience, where you say, yes, I want this to be the best damn year of my life. I want to get this weight off, and then I never want to have to think about food like this again. I want it to just be pleasurable, and I don't want to feel this way in my body. I never want to have to diet. I never want to have to race to lose weight for a wedding or a family affair or a reunion or to be intimate with my man. I don't want to put him off any longer. I don't want to not date until I feel a certain way. My life is now, and I'm ready to have the best, to be the best version of me now. And what that looks like in my Weight Loss for Life program is it's a 9-month program, not because it takes 9 months to get the weight off. And I want you to know that everybody on this call is going to have a special gift from me tonight, and just for being here. So please stay with me here and hear what I'm saying, and notice where resistance is coming up for you. And notice what stories are going on in your head. Notice what you're saying to yourself right now as I'm even talking about this, right? Because it comes down to, am I deserving of this? Am I worthy of this? Am I enough? And can this actually work for me? Because I don't know. Because I'm afraid, because I've tried so much and nothing has worked. And I'm so sick and tired of this. And I get that too. Because I went at it alone, and it took me over a decade, and I lost a lot of opportunities. I lost relationships. I lost love. I lost a lot because I kept finding something wrong with me, and I made it about other people. And I kept coming from a place of lack, and it got in the way of me making the money I deserved. It got in the way of me pursuing my dreams. It got in the way of me having the love that I really deserved, because I didn't love myself enough to give myself that gift. And this is a gift that I want to give you guys. This is the method that I teach. This is what brings you lasting weight loss results. And this is why you're sitting here tonight going, okay, and this is why you've been here for 4 webinars going, this woman gets me. And she's teaching me something I haven't heard. And I trust her. And she's going to get me to where I want to go, even though I don't fully believe in myself right now, because I believe in you. And what this program is, 9 months, and it's not 9 months to get the weight off at all. But I've got to change the way you think. And that does not happen overnight, because you will want to self-sabotage. That's what my entire book is about. The different levels of self-sabotage and the different archetypes and how we show up, because it's not you that's getting in your way. It's this, and it's limiting beliefs. And so in this program, it's 9 months, and I created a program that I wished I could have experienced, because it's got a group component, private coaching, a live retreats, right? Like in person, and you have the community and the support with daily VIP coaching. So there's 3 weekly calls a month that are 45 minutes of coaching. You know how much I do in 45 minutes with Q&A, and I stay on the call as long as there's questions, right? Get spot coaching from me weekly, then daily coaching, VIP coaching from me in a private, closed, secret Facebook community where you're among other women just like you that want to be the best version of themselves. And you get 6 private 30-minute calls with me throughout the 9 months and a live retreat. And I want you guys to get that all of that, you are fully supported. Fully supported. So in between calls, you have me each week, daily, in the Facebook community and other women. And so I really want you to get that you're fully supported, and this is your formula for lasting weight loss success, and to have the best damn year of your life in a body that you love, and to meet other women that are doing the same, that want to kick ass in life, that are ready to play big, that are done with the excuses, that don't want to play small anymore. And so if this is you, I want to invite you to a Weight Loss for Life call with me. So there are only so many spots left in this program. It's by application only. If you're the right fit, I would love for that to be you. And I'm here to serve. And so if 4 weeks to fat loss even gave you a taste of what this is about, imagine 9 months with me. And then you tell me, because your body and life will look dramatically different for the best, in the best way possible. There is no way that you can up level in one area of your life and not have it positively impact all areas. So whatever it is that you're wanting, we talk about it. Your goals, I hold you to them. I'm about action, I'm about results. So I really want to invite you to that. So Joni, if you could put the link up, I've opened up time in my calendar to speak to each of you. For those of you that are interested, this is the Weight Loss for Life program. It is a 9-month program. And we can talk about a way, even the investment, to make that investment work for you. But the program itself is a $600 deposit towards the program, and it's $497 a month, and that's for 9 months. This is essentially a $5,000 investment in you, for you to be done with dieting for good and to finally have a body you love and a life that matches. Think of all the diets that you've done. Think of everything that you've done before and all the effort and the time and the energy that you've put into that. And then ask yourself if you're ready. Are you ready to be done? And even if you're petrified, take a call with me and let's talk about it. And I can tell you about the program. We can see if this is the right time for you and the right fit. I'm very selective about the women in my programs. So I'm here to serve you, and I want to help you. And if that's you and this program speaks to you, then let's do it, right? Come meet me. Let's have a blast. Come to San Diego for the live retreat. Be among women just like you, amazing powerhouses that are looking to live your best life. It's time that you made yourself a priority. And it's time that you did this for you. I'd be honored to be your guide. So I hope that you'll take me up on this. Those of you that are interested, I'd love to speak with you. And for those of you that aren't, that's okay. It's not your time then. Maybe you're not ready. But if you are, I'll take you there. All right. I want to thank you guys so much. Lee, the program is a $600 deposit. The program starts April 5th, by the way. April 5th. So it's not far away at all. And we set goals and we reach them. I'm about action. I'm about results. I will retrain your brain. There's so much more to weight loss that has nothing to do with food and has nothing to do with fitness. However, those are key components that I do address along with everything else. My teaching and my programs are not like anything else. This is not a diet, ladies. This is about literally having a body you love, losing the weight, keeping it off for good, and creating a life that matches. Because if there's food that is taking up that much of your life and creating that much pleasure, then we've got our work cut out for us, in that we've got to add a hell of a lot of joy and a hell of a lot of fun and pleasure. Shauna, the link is right there. Joni, if you could post it again. A lot of pleasure. And that's what you guys are missing. See, when we become adults, everything becomes not about us, and it's taking care of everybody else. Everybody else. And that's not what we want. You see, when you are your best self. For those of you that are moms and going, I don't know how I do this, I just don't have the time. I really want you to get that when you make the time for you, you are that much better for everybody in your life. I literally have husbands thank me. My clients, my busiest clients, my clients that are the moms and the entrepreneurs, and they're doing everything, I can tell you that they literally are like, I'm having fun now. Like the woman that I was talking about earlier was like, I've got dates with my friends. I have dates with my husband. I'm taking cooking classes. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. She's doing this with 4 kids that she homeschools while she does 50 other things. My other client that's, she's married and she's studying to be a health coach, and she's also has a full-time job. It's adding joy and fun into her life, that she's almost like, it just feels too fun. Like, I don't know why, like I'm so used to struggling. So really understand, are you more tied to the struggle, right? Get clear, because if you're more tied to the struggle, then we got to work on this. How can you receive love from other people when you're not fully loving yourself? And if you're sitting there saying, I'm putting off love until I lose weight, then geez, ladies, I was going to say Jesus, I love you, Jesus. But I really want you to get, like, if you're putting off love, it's time. Sign up. It's got to happen. And I can't tell you how many women have signed up with me and then they're in relationships like right after, or they sign up and they're like, oh my God, ever since I said yes to you, all of these great things have happened. When you say yes to your desires and you get out of your old thinking and say, yes, it's time, I deserve this, the universe shows up. It shows up. I really, really want you to get that. So, no, Sarah, no, my program is not a diet. And what I was giving you, if you saw on the handout, I was giving you actual education on things that can help you naturally with your diet, with your actual food intake, right? So no, not at all. And caffeine, yes, it is an appetite suppressant, but as is grapefruit and lemons. So there's all natural ways for people that are getting in touch and connecting with their bodies, where they can understand where their appetite is. And especially for those where we're reducing cravings and we're crowding out unhealthy habits, appetites, and mindset, and so much of cravings actually is up here, that's where those things can be helpful. But no, not at all. And anybody that's ever worked with me or knows anything about me knows that I do not at all ever talk about dieting. Not in a context other than the whole point is to be diet free. So thank you so much for that question. I'm glad that I was able to address that with you. Does anybody else have a question? Anything that you want me to clear up? Shauna, I don't know why you're not seeing the comments in the chat box. Joni, would you know why that is? I'm not a tech person. I'm not techie. But Joni, if Shauna, do this, post your email in the chat box and Joni can send you a link. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. Yeah. Thank you. You just warmed my heart, girl. Yeah, I don't consider, just so you guys know, what I generally hear from people is, you've changed my life. It's not even about the food anymore. It truly, I know you think that it's all about the food right now, but it's not. So the coolest thing about it is the weight gets released with ease. And it's almost, it becomes like a secondary, like, wow, that's great. But what's really cool is I love my life now. What's really cool is I feel so good and have all this energy, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And that's what outweighs everything. So I really want you to understand, and that's hard for you right now because you're just going, just get the weight off. I just want the weight off. I'm so confident about the weight coming off, and I know what I can do for you, that there's no shadow of a doubt about my ability to get the weight off you at all. But I can tell you this, your life will be so incredible that the weight will be like, oh, okay, right? And so it's about shifting out of the fixation on food, the calories, and everything in between, to the point where then you are in a space where it's, okay, now I can do this. Now I'm actually free. Like that's what, when I've referenced even any of my clients, that's what scares, like they're kind of like, oh my God, now what do I think about? Like now I'm actually have room for joy and other things in my life, and I'm present to my family, and I'm present to my man, or I have time to date now, or I'm doing this. So pay attention to where you're limiting yourself and where food is your fixation, where food is filling your voids. And it's also not only filling your voids, but it's also creating your pain. See, food is pleasure and pain. That's when it's an issue, because food should really be just food, not a point of pain. And like I talked about earlier, when you're ingesting food, it needs to be from a loving place and love for you. And if you're sitting there eating in shame and guilt, you're ingesting shame and guilt. And that's what you're bringing, right? Like that's going in here, and you're bringing it into your body. And that festers, and that keeps showing up. And so I really want you to pay attention to that, because where there's lack, you'll fill the gap with food. And if there's lack within you, and you don't believe that you're enough, and your level of worth is tied to that number on the scale, then you are forever in a prison that is keeping you from experiencing life and living with joy and having everything that you desire. Because lady, I'm telling you, you are meant to have your ideal body. It is waiting there for you. It truly is. You just don't believe that it's meant for you. And you keep fixating on the fact that you don't have it. So every time you do that, your ideal body goes here and here. And then you go, and it's still not there, and here, and it's still not there. I need to cut more calories, and here, right? Your body wants to be your ideal weight. It wants to work with you. But nothing can survive when all it hears is hate. Nothing can survive when it hears lack, that it's never doing enough, that it needs to be doing more, that you don't look at it in the mirror, right? How many of you don't look at yourselves in the mirror? You actually shy away, or you say things in disgust. How many of you don't look at yourself in the gym? Or if you do, it's like, oh my God. How many of you go to bed at night beating yourselves up? Thinking about your weight? Weighing yourself the minute you wake up in the morning? And then that, again, is a way of beating yourself up. And then you either make yourself wrong or make yourself right if you're up 2.2 pounds. Or down 1. How much of your life are you going to spend on a diet? Now's the time. Are you ready to change? And even if you're petrified, that means you're ready, that you're here for a reason, right? This is not about, this is so much more than food. Food and weight loss and being on a diet has just become your identity. It's who you are. This is your struggle. So let's be done with it. Let's be done with it. Let's have you this summer showing that body off. Let's have you feeling good. Let's have you actually like yourself fully, not just, I do like myself, but I don't like my body. Not possible. You are the same person. And the only way to truly get the body that you want is to love your body now. And I'm not, and trust me, I'm not saying that you have to settle for where you're at and just be like, well, this is just my body. No. But in truly loving you, I'm telling you, and accepting that, then the weight comes off because you choose things that support that. But when you come from lack, you don't choose things that support that because you're not even working with yourself. You're working up here. And then your mind's going, go back to the fridge. Just eat that. Have the gluten. It's okay if we're bloated. This isn't going to last anyway. Just keep going. Let's get out of that. So again, you guys have this opportunity. I am inviting you to literally an opportunity of a lifetime and a steal. Like, look at all you're getting in this program for $5,000. It's 9 months of me fully supporting you, saying I'm not letting you fail. And we are going, and I will call your booty out in that program if I don't see you show up. I literally will track you down. I do it. I track people down. I'm not here to take people's money. I'm here for your success. And if you don't succeed, it doesn't actually look good for me, okay? So pay attention and be here with me now. If this is something that you want, then show up for you, no matter how afraid you are. Show up for you and make it count. Say yes, take that step. Think about it in the grand scheme of things. Where do you want to be? And how much more of your life are you willing to waste and spend in this cycle? All right? Yes, Ina. Ina said yes, girl. She's in the program. She is in the program. She's like rocking it. And it starts April 5th. So I really want you guys to get that if this is something that you are ready for, then I will have a gift for you on the phone call. And we can talk about it and see if you're the right fit. So definitely choose the link. I'd love to hear from you. How was this call for you guys? Did this resonate with you? Or did any points of it get you, you know, where are you? And did it make sense? For those of you that are new, I get you're probably a little bit like, what were the other weeks? So trust me, you guys will be taken care of. So any other questions? I know there's a delay, so it's hard for me to know where, because I don't want to hang up yet if there's any questions. Ina, I'm so proud of you, girl. Shauna, I hope to see you in the group. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Sarah, if you have any other questions, let me know. I definitely want to clear those up. I don't think I see anything else. So you guys, I just want to thank you again for being here. I want to thank you for 4 weeks to fat loss. This was incredible. I so loved being here with you. And I just want to thank you for everything. And showing up for you is the biggest thing. So if I can leave you with these words, I just want to say, for you, choose you. It's a mantra that I stand by. Choose you. I live by it. I share it. Really, clear intention plus inspired action will equal your desired result. So if you want to lose weight and you take this inspired action, it's yours. So really, really check in with yourself. Ask yourself all the questions that I asked you. Follow up. You know, you have these calls. You have all the information. You know that you can do this. Lisa, the retreat takes place in San Diego. You get to be with me for 2.5 days. It's really incredible. So yeah, the retreat, I do want to say, I don't cover your airfare. This is not like my retreat when I run retreats to Puerto Rico and Bali and other things like that, where it's $3,500 and 6 days are included. This is a retreat that's included in the program, meaning you pay for your airfare and your hotel stay, but food and and the actual activities, the coaching and all of that and things that we do, that I cover. So the last retreat that we just did about a month ago was incredible. You bond with these women. It's so awesome. You guys just become like close friends, and we get so close. And it's this sisterhood and this community. And that's something that we don't have as we get older, right? Like, we start to lose that because our families become everything. Our group of friends get smaller. It's just our kids and our husbands, or it's literally just, you know, our group of friends just gets smaller if you're single and if you don't have kids, you know? And so it's so important. Sisterhood is everything. We're meant to be in community. You guys, we're humans. We're meant to love. We're meant to be with people. And so it's really, really powerful. Amy, I'm so glad that this was spot on and so on point for everything with you. So I hope I'll be talking to you as well. And Tyra, girl, I love you. You know the program. You know what it can do. So I'm just super excited. I can't wait for this next group to start. The women in it already are just, they blow me away, like blow me away. Ina's one of them. Like, I can't wait to start. So April 5th, again, you guys have the link. You have an email in your inbox with the link to it as well. Check it out and get on the phone with me. Ask me questions and let's do this. Let's make this your best damn year yet in a body you love, diet free. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you so much for being here. I'm like, namaste. And you guys just have an incredible night. And yeah, you're incredible. You all, why be fine when we deserve fabulous? You guys, ladies, you're fabulous. I want you to be seen. I want you to show up. I want you to love your body. I want you to ooze sex appeal and just joy and happiness from your bones. I want you to feel so lit up every day and just to love every ounce of yourself and to put things on and have them just zip up with ease. Put on something sexy and just rock it and know that people are admiring you, and you just walk around with that admiration and just a little smirk, right? Like, I feel it all over. I just got chills. That's what you deserve. I hope you'll join me in Weight Loss for Life. All right, guys, have a beautiful night. Thanks so much for being here.